This box claims to be an all-in-one streaming media machine that can handle anything you throw at it and save you hundreds of dollars in the process. Well, today we're going to find out if the DingBOX D2 lives up to my standards. Hello everyone and welcome back to Life Redesigned. Yes, this is a Tech Corner review. We're stepping away from RV life just for the moment to share what we've been finding with you. And if you love streaming and you just want solid content and you want a funny name to go with it, we've got the DingBOX D2. Now, I got to say, when I first was presented with the DingBOX, I said, I'm all set. But looking over the specs, I'm putting past the name, and we're going to dive into the D2 today and see if it actually lives up and being worthy of being on the shelf with all my other devices. So we're going to cover a simple walkthrough. We're going to unbox this as I just peeled the plastic back. And we're going to walk you through a basic setup and just see if this is, well, a contender to go with all the other boxes out there. So let's start right off the bat here. We have the DingBOX D2, and just some notable things. It looks vaguely familiar with the packaging. So if you've caught any of our Superbox unboxings, you'll find that, well, the packaging looks very similar. In fact, I'm seeing a lot of Superbox influence on this. But basically, here's what it's saying. It's a smart media player capable of 6K. We have Android 12, and it looks like it is a voice-activated box. Along the front panel, we're showing Ethernet, Wi-Fi 6. We're showing it supports up to 6K resolution, over-the-air updates, which is always a Life Redesigned must-have. And it shows that it has the H.265. And, well, let's get right into it. That was pretty much the unboxing. Solid box, as always. I like seeing this. Same as the Superbox. The first impressions right off the gate is this is a big box. And it's bright blue. So there's something with that. If you've caught any of my other videos, you know that I prefer things to kind of stand alone inside the media box and not shout out at you. Well, this is blue. And you're definitely going to notice this in your case. But that aside, if the color is not a problem, it has pretty much everything here. This is a metal or aluminum case, pretty hefty weight to it. These are going to be all your imports and outputs. Here you have HDMI, Ethernet, optical, which I love seeing. It also has an IR, AV, and it also has a USB-C power port, which is interesting to see because, again, the DingBOX D2 is brand new on the market. It does come with an HDMI cable. I like seeing that. Something, you know, it may not be the best cable, but it at least will get you hooked up so you can get going. And here it is, as we thought. It has a power brick with a USB-C power cable. I love seeing the direction these boxes are taking with this stuff. And it also has, well, it looks just like a Superbox remote because, well, it basically is a Superbox remote. And if you caught any of those videos, again, you know I love this remote. It feels good in the hand, has a good weight to it. But unfortunately, it does not include batteries. Another big pet peeve of mine. But it does, it's really easy to get around. 2 AAA batteries. Don't let that ever stop you. Yeah, there you go. This looks like every other Superbox remote with the voice activation and your hotkeys and stuff of that nature. And going further in the box, it does come with a user guide in color and in English. It's always good. This is not going to tell you everything about the box, but it will get you up and running and some basic troubleshooting stuff on the back. But that's all fine and good, but really it comes down to what's the app like, what's the setup like, and what's the overall experience. And that's what we're going to find out as we hook this up to the TV and we get up and running and see what the DingBOX is all about. And there we have the DingBOX D2 boot up screen here. Okay, after that boot screen, we're going to see the disclaimer notice. And from here, you're just going to hit agree. And we're going to set up our internet. Once you enter in your password, you're just going to hit connect. And from there, you hit next. And of course, you're going to set up your screen. It's going to use your up and down keys on the remote. Usually 100% is where you want to be. We'll hit finish from there, and then it boots you right into that familiar, well, let's call it what it is, Superbox screen. And we're going to go in here. We're going to check out what we have, because you should have nothing under live TV. So we're going to go back here, and setup is going to be pretty much the same as we've done before. We're going to go into the App Store, and we're going to see what we have. And you have a couple of different options. This is going to install the App Store for the first time. And then once you have that set up, you should be able to hit this. You're going to get that familiar disclaimer that we've seen in the other Superbox models. And we're going to go into the App Store and take a couple of seconds for this to load. And here we go. We have, well, let's call it what we have. We have the Superbox options. We have Blue TV. And installing these apps is relatively simple. This is Blue Video on Demand. You just highlight over to the one you want, and then you hit the OK button, and it will do its install. Interesting, it does have the Prime set of apps, which we typically see in some of the other Superbox models. Prime Sports, Prime Worldwide, Sky TV, Prime Cinema, Popcorn Time. And then it has your standard fare. It has YouTube, Netflix, Netflix TV, which is an interesting option, Cyberflix, and as you can see, just your basic all-around Android apps. It has Puffin. It also has a file manager, downloader if you want to download some other apps as well. All the standard fare for any of these types of streaming boxes. But let's get ourselves Blue TV installed as well. And while that's installing, don't be afraid to check out some of these Prime apps. Prime does a really good job as far as getting stuff updated. Ignite is another one that does really, really well. But for the focus of this and for the sake of time on this, we'll just cover video on demand and live TV playback. Okay, and then once those are installed, we're going to go back to the main menu, back to your home screen. And we're going to go in here, we're going to hit live TV, and we're going to add. And once we add, we're just going to, well, we're going to add Blue TV. And if you had other apps, you could do these one at a time. And then once you highlight it, you'll see it's going to be there. And then from there, you can just hit the OK button. Blue TV is a phenomenal app for live TV. And this here will show you basically how to set up favorites so you can have them as a list. Remind me later. And then here you have all your standard fare for live TV. And we'll just go in and we'll just play one at random. We'll just, due to copyright, I can't show a lot of this, but I can tell you that the picture quality is phenomenal. Load times here. I'm in a state park in the middle of Alabama visiting family, and I can tell you that well, everything's loading is anticipated. Everything here very smooth, no issues there at all. Very nice, very clean. We're going to exit out of this. We're going to go back in. We're going to do the same thing for movies or video on demand, however you want to call it, and we'll add Blue Video on Demand here. And this here is going to house all your movies as well as TV shows that are not live. So if you want to go in and see, say you want to see this movie right here, it's there and you can just hit play and watch now, and you'll be up and running after it gets going here. But here you just go through, you can see your movies and all that good stuff. And you can go in and see all movies. And this will have everything broken down for you by streaming service and whatnot. And a lot of this stuff I can't show because I'll get copyright strikes. But I will go in and just check out a couple of these on my own. And adding other apps is really simple on this here. We have the Prime Cinema here. And we're going to install this. And it just takes a couple of minutes just like this. And then we're going to go back in to the home screen. And we're going to set that to open up with video on demand. So basically what you're going to do is you're going to go back here, and because it's a video on demand, we're going to go in again and we're going to add this in so that it is now going to show up here. And that's something to point out too. As you add these apps, they're going to show up on screen in the order in which you add them in. So we're going to open up Prime Cinema, and from here it's just going to download your channel guide and your channel lineups. Very clean user interface on the Prime Cinema apps. These are great apps to have for backups to Blue TV apps and Blue Video on Demand should your servers go down, or for maintenance or something along that lines. But here you have all your new releases, and again, a lot of stuff I can't show you, but you know, do a little bit of research on that and you'll know what's going on. And moving right along, no lag on anything. Any lag that I am experiencing is basically due to the internet being out in the middle of nowhere, but everything is playing just as we expected without a problem. All right, so now that I've had a chance to play around with this thing for a couple hours behind the scenes, you know, someone's going to watch all those movies and hang out and just, well, eat a tub of popcorn. Everything worked flawlessly. It worked as I expected. It worked just like, well, let's call it what it was. It worked just like a Superbox. Everything down to the new UI seems an awful lot like the S7 series. And I got to say, the DingBOX performed better than I expected. I kind of didn't know what I was walking into getting into this review, and it performed very well. A couple of things I did notice is that, well, the remote is very line of sight, but that being said, the voice control worked flawlessly. Everything here very solid. We'll put some more specs on screen for you, as well as a link in the video description on how you can get the D2 from DingBOX. All in all, very interesting what they're doing with these boxes. In fact, I think you'll even notice that the storefront they're using is a Superbox storefront until they get everything up and running the way they want it. Very impressed with the DingBOX, and it proves that not everything is in a name. Until next time, I am Bob. This is Life Redesigned, and if you have used the D2 from DingBOX or you want to know more information, leave a comment below and we'll be happy to answer whatever questions we can. Until next time,